So today we're gonna be making some plantain canoes. So firstly, we have our plantains in the oven being roasted. We just popped it out of the skin and then we covered it with that same skin and just have it in there to just bake for at least, I would say, 15 minutes. And now we're preparing our onions and bell peppers and a little garlic for our veggie burger we're gonna be using today, because we're plant-based eaters, so we do not eat meat. So we're gonna prepare our veggie burgers in here with some tomato sauce and then we're gonna take that and make that the filling for our plantain canoes with some cheese on top, which is vegan cheese as well. So at this time we have our onions, red onion, yellow onion, red and yellow and green bell peppers, and at least 5 cloves of garlic being sauteed in our olive oil until our onions are translucent. And then we have our veggie burger, which we have crushed as small as could be. It's gonna melt down even more when we place the tomato sauce in there. And so we're just gonna let this all come together and for a few minutes here, and then we're gonna put in our dry spices. We're gonna put in some coriander, some cumin, some ground jeera, and some sage. So we had about a teaspoon of coriander, a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of sage, and a teaspoon of turmeric, and a teaspoon of the ground jeera. So you see the bottom is getting dry. So at this time we're gonna put in our tomato sauce to pick up that flavor at the bottom of that pot. So you're gonna put, like, depending on how much filling you're preparing, right now I'm gonna put at least a cup of my tomato sauce with at least a quarter cup of water, because I don't want it to be too runny, but at the same time I would like for the veggie burger to kind of break down in it for at least 5 minutes. So this is what it looks like right now. To be honest, I usually just wing my measurements. I don't really use my measuring cups and spoons. I usually just navigate as I go, depending on how much I'm doing, how much I'm cooking. So this is at least I would say 3/4 cup of the sauce with at least another 1/4 cup of water. And see how the veggie burger has already begun breaking down. It looks just like ground beef. It's veggie burger made out of mushroom and lentils. So it's gonna break down, and I'm gonna bring it down really low, and I'm gonna just let it simmer in there for at least 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, just to let all of these flavors come together. Since my husband likes spicy, I'm gonna put a little sriracha in there. Not too much, although it's never too much for us. But I'm gonna put some in there to make it a bit spicy. To go with our canoes, we're making some quinoa, some tricolor quinoa. It has 3 different colors in there. So our quinoa is just finishing steaming up itself, and we're gonna have the canoe with some quinoa and some, I'm not sure what peas I'm gonna put next to it as yet, but yeah. So halfway through, be sure to check for salt. I just added some salt because it was missing a little salt. I realized I had not put salt in there, although the burger had some salt, but I added a little salt, and it looks good. It looks ready to be placed in. The plantain is still being cooked. Almost there. After the plantains are out of the oven and cool down a little, just simply use the knife and a spoon, and we just pull it apart so we make space for that filling. Okay, so we have them all open. After we've filled it up nicely, fill it up to the brim, we add some mozzarella vegan cheese on there, and we're gonna put it in the oven. I always end up making way more than I always need, but the good thing about it is I could always freeze this or refrigerate it and use it later. I could make pies, I could just eat it with some rice. So it's always wise to make more than you need. I'm not really a measuring person, so I always have tons left, which is always good for me for the next day. So this is the end result. Our cheese didn't really melt, but that's vegan cheese for you. And we're gonna plate it. And this is our end result. We have some quinoa, some yellow split peas, a side salad, corn, and our canoe. Thanks for watching.